your mundane world into a supernatural world, and how you can do that for the sake of others. So let's start by making an offering of a perfect universe to the most perfect conception of a most perfect being in your mind, and then making that expand to everything within your conceptualization, and then taking refuge that you have the power within you because of emptiness and karma to make that transformation yourself. So, Steve, you want to go?
Sashi
Pukirjishin retokram Viralingshin dempati Sangye shindu mitevai Roku nanda Shimlajibasho Idam Gurudatnamandalakam Niyatayami
Sangye
Shunam Zogi Jobnam La Janchu Vardu Rapni Japsuchi Nakir Junyan Yipe Sonam Ki Drola Banchir Sangye Drupasho
Sangye
Shirang Sokhi Shabnam La Janchu Vardu Rakni Japsuchi Zakir Junyan Gipe Sonam Ki Drola Banchir Sangye Drupasho
Sangye
Shirang Sokhi Shabnam La Janchu Vardu Dakni Japsuchi Zakir Junyan Gipe Sonam Ki Drola Banchir Sangye Drupasho.
So take a comfortably seated position. We'll take a little meditation. Ha! That's nice to see. Okay. And as you get into your meditation posture, just scan your body for any tension, release it. Just make sure your body is relaxed but aware. Bring your mind to any part of your body to focus on releasing tension anywhere. Make sure your spine is straight, your cheekbones slightly smiling. Opens up the side channels. And just gradually begin to bring the focus of the mind from everywhere in the room and all the sounds and sensations and so on to just the breath. Do it as slowly as you can or as quickly as you're able. So long as your mind is focused just on the sensation of the breath entering and exiting your body. If you get distracted, just gently bring your mind back to the breath and think of that as having built some muscle around meditation. The capacity to bring the mind back is you increasing your capacity to meditate. Check your motivation for being here. Whatever the first thing that comes up, why do you come to these classes? Why did you come? And then once you get that answer, go a little deeper and see the implications of getting that. What happens if you get that? How do you use that? And try and broaden the motivation to include the service of other beings on the planet that need you. And see if you can imagine eternal lineage of teachings all the way back from the Buddha and before. From being to being all the way to your teacher, condensed all into your teacher. Whoever that may be, bring them to mind, sitting in front of you. Feel that they are the hyper-condensed version of all wisdom for you. See if you can find in you an impulse to be grateful for having them in your life, in your mind. Perhaps give them an offering. Could be a thought, could be a whole scene. Imagine now that by being in front of them, you can purify any obstacles in your mind because of the wish to be like them. And also increase any goodness in your mind because of the same. Ask them to always teach you, that every moment where your mind moves, that you'd find teachings from them. And ask them to always stay close. And then imagine them rising up, becoming smaller and brighter until they rest at the crown of your head, facing the same direction you're facing, potent with all their wisdom available to you. See if you can sense them there. And then imagine that every single thought and intention you currently have is completely understood by them and visible to them. Everything. Your deepest intention, your hopes and fears. Nothing to hide. You are the most exposed you've ever been, and they still love you. And then gradually bring your attention back to your breath. Back to the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And welcome. It's busy. Thanks for coming. How you going? Cool. So we have a new section for those of you who haven't been here for a while. Before the class, we have 15 minutes where the people that made it to the last class teach and share what they learned with the people that didn't make it in a kind of review of the ideas that you want to internalize. So for those of you who were here last week, put up your hands. Everybody look at them. You're going to hang out with them for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're going to have a discussion and answer the quiz from class 9 that you have in front of you. If you don't have one or we don't have enough, you're sharing them and putting your names on the quizzes. But the idea here is you articulate what you heard and internalized and understood. And then we'll start the class in 10 minutes. Okay? 10 minutes. So enjoy. We're doing the quiz for class 9, but when you're doing the reading, if that's what you're asking, you'll read class 10. Yeah. I think it starts at 38 or something.
Wait, the reading for class 10 is the class 9 quiz? Or you mean to?
No, he's reading the verses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So get in your huddles, please.
Yes.
Go hang out with someone that. Take care, Dan. Cool.
You're terrible. They did a quiz.
Do you want one of these underneath yours?
I like the haircut metric.
Oh, thank you.
Looks good.
I'll just load you all up.
That was a good advice.
Good. Feels good, right?
I've already seen the consequences.
You know you're on the right track when that happens.
Yeah, it happened right away. And I think results happen right away.
Good. Yeah, means you're pretty right.
You guys ready?
I know the answer.
You could be a substitute teacher.
That is one to the
See that.
We have not.
I got the wrong thing. Yeah, it's always that, for where I'm at. This section of the chapter.
So, there's a lot of arguments about this, and I just know which one specifically
you're
is
referring to
referring
The first
I don't
argument
have the
that
reading in
is,
front of me,
do not see.
but he kind of reiterates the two
Was it the answer?
previous
Not that I was there.
readings, like, it's,
Or was there
What
a
is, what is anyone
like,
saying?
Pain is wrong, therefore
know
we should
exactly
remove
what it
it.
says.
Oh, I know what it is. It's the continuum versus the collection.
Yes,
It is?
I think so. If it's one of the,
For the first one?
and there's two metaphors for the second one.
And recognizing that others are part of ourselves, we wouldn't necessarily.
Oh, maybe that's number 2 then.
That is number 2.
Okay.
This is the one that we.
If we understood it fully, we would.
Another argument was.
Collection. But I don't know continuum versus the
The
collection.
one
So it's the
about.
argument that like we say, like we argue against having.
That's it? That's the first question?
Yeah.
The argument
Yeah.
is like,
We
the
can't
other
feel their
Protecting,
pain.
actually
And
protecting
it says,
yourself. The person
okay,
will
following
become
that
also,
logic,
and by doing
then
so,
you try to prevent your
you are
own pain in the
protecting other
future.
people.
You can't feel that pain.
Living
So what you're doing
You,
is
you,
makes it
you
harder
can't feel
to
your future pain.
It's your own
So what's the
pain.
argument? Yeah.
pain.
Your own person
And the
in
other
the future, and your own
thing
person in the
is,
future.
We're often comparing
collection.
Something how we're all.
the person that we will become.
And since we anyway are not that person now.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is.
It renders our argument of not taking, not feeling other people's pain.
Well, it's kind of what
It renders
Hector was
it
saying.
useless.
I
Because you
thought
can't feel
maybe
that
the
person.
continuum versus the
And you're
collection
working for it.
was here.
No, I mean, it's.
But I don't remember in my mind, I don't have the reading in
I
front
will,
of me,
He
which,
says that
which
it's
continuum.
someone else.
Oh, yes, I do know here.
Continuum versus the
System does not exist.
the pain is bad, you remove pain. Like, there's no difference between the pain of you and the pain of others. So if you see pain, you should eradicate it, and you just don't want pain. But I think it's more nuanced than that.
Sensitivity in thousands. This is like that simple argument. That's fine. Hey, you know, God says all things bad.
Yeah.
You would want to stop it from them.
Yeah, that might be what it's referring to. If that part wasn't in the you can put it. It's like
Oh, my
a
future self
similar.
is disconnected from me as you are.
You know the pain is bad from
My
your
future
own
self
self.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, that I
From the
see.
experience of your
That it's an argument for.
Relate the examples.
The idea that you do so to yourself.
Well, exactly, since you're automatically going to care about your future self, you can take all of that and apply it to some experience.
Yeah,
Right,
so
you
you
could.
should about the feelings. But I think also he takes it to a point where it's
We
like,
take several measures to prevent ourselves.
but it's something about like blurring the line between you and others and how
You don't really
pain
have to
occurs anywhere.
if you help
It is your pain. It's the same thing, but it's just like, yeah, but it's, he doesn't use that.
Who's taken burdens and
When the pain appears in your world, you should
You
eradicate
really
it.
aren't, you're not that person now. You don't know what the person
There.
that thinks will do.
Really.
Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
You're helping others as well.
Well, like the ability to do it is not so
Well, growth
difficult.
is bad,
That's
pain
a
is bad,
future self.
suffering
In
is
fact,
bad.
just
Go with that.
No, I can see that it's,
I'd say suffering. You're more
it eases
Well,
up.
yeah, that's what, I think that's what is implied normally when it says pain.
That's what it's implied.
Yeah, I believe
But
so.
for the-
You know,
That's
Example
what
like
you
paradigm.
They ask you
suffering. And also, like, if there
If
was
this is advice given
suffering
by
as
someone,
far
it's
as
not
like,
like it's
when I read about the translation of the word,
Why would this
care about
it's
the whole
less
body
about like
anything else. That's all this is
suffering,
about.
when you think of
When the
like
hand suffers, why?
Jesus
Consider
on the
this.
cross,
No.
or like
hand and say, oh,
constant
If it's proof,
dissatisfaction
just
has
word is certain way
like
for certain reasons.
different,
oh, I mean,
you know what I'm
And in Tibetan, we got
different levels of intensity, but it's constant
so much
dissatisfaction.
why do you
real
protect
yourself.
And I would guess
The
that.
pain there. Therefore, you
The idea is that
So suffering doesn't necessarily have to be pain.
So
I think you know what you mean,
you don't
because
protect or.
Right.
No, I don't either.
Because
So
pain
I'm
only
depending
comes
on
on
others who are one coming down.
So then where are we gonna indicate then pain?
What I'm saying.
Okay, so the metaphor for continuum, the metaphor for continuum is when you plan
Here's
for
why.
the future, for example.
You're already if you
When you
think
save money for your future.
Oh, right.
Well, no, that metaphor is for both.
I think that's the answer.
Yeah, that metaphor, because like what he does is he says continuum and collection, but really a collection is a continuum, and they're all like beads on a wall. Yeah, or beads on a
This is
pearl.
really what he's doing, he's taking it step by
Someone
step.
looking for.
Consider.
I
Half right,
think
half right.
it's wrong.
Half right.
Laying out a path.
No, you got the bead is the continuum. The rosary is the continuum. There's a different metaphor for the collection of parts.
Yeah, it's the collection of parts. Yeah, it's all the feet and all the hands.
It's
the army.
First idea really.
Or an army.
Yeah, you remember it's an army. You look at an army.
Put money in a savings.
Doesn't that only get like a line though? He's like da 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 or an army.
They're confident with how it works.
I can't remember. I read it really quickly. I don't think I finished
But you're close, you at least remember. I did.
So the continuum is the example of planning for
Dan will be the test of whether or not you guys pass, because he wasn't here. If he gets it, then you did well.
Two examples of a person at home. One I right now raised with 2 hands.
But we still kind of.
If you hurt this hand hurts it.
You don't need to apologize.
You use right hand to aim your wound in your left
That's the
hand.
collection.
Isn't that one of
The
those?
continuum, wait, hold on. The continuum,
And the collection is the army?
yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay.
But do you understand the logic behind that, or do you just try to disassociate the words?
We did speak.
The logic is more important.
I was.
The continuum is
Yeah,
like
but the
planning
hand
for
is
future.
it's an explanation of the metaphor for the arm,
Okay, so
saying
what he's
I'm just
trying to
my
do
body's a collection of
is
parts,
argue
hand, arm, feet,
against
leg, whatever. Just like an
prioritizing
army
the
is a collection of parts.
When you say, I shouldn't
So the metaphor
prioritize
you can say, oh me, I'm a collection of parts.
He's saying, oh, okay.
We, humanity
By
is a
that
collection of
argument,
parts.
you
Army,
shouldn't
it's
plan
just
your
an
money.
arbitrary
You
discussion.
can't
That's
feel
one
that.
way to look at a whole collection of parts.
But
Another way to look at a collection of parts is a stream. The metaphor is a rosary. Moment after moment, me before, me now. Me
Right,
before.
so one is time.
One is through time and one is through parts. Yeah. Space, yeah.
Take care of
And the two metaphors are army and the rosary.
In the same way, I can say I don't care about other people.
I'll just continue
I
reading.
don't care about
See
people.
here tonight.
So like you're planning for someone who doesn't exist.
Is that cool?
Even though
It's sort of weirdly worded.
Right, because it doesn't exist.
Right.
So there's an argument we
And
can't
you don't
have
know if it'll ever exist the way you think it
What
will
would you say
exist.
that all
Say you like spend your whole life like planning for
Does not
a
accept
swimming pool, and then you get
care
into a
for
car
different
accident
parts
and
of
you like
ourselves.
can't move.
Because they exist in these
then you're like,
senses,
I
why?
have this like $1 million plan, and I spent my whole life in it. And now it's no longer
Is
relevant.
that
So it's like
because
you
he
can't
referred to
predict.
these two?
Right, so the reason.
So then how is that?
Again, it's from
Planning for
Well, he's negating the logic that refutes
So that was the
pursuing other
hand.
people is more important. He's
And then
disproving
times
argument
and-
toward
and then-
Are you guys close? Which is?
Does not accept the argument that we can never
You know the two senses they're talking about? The part that you're or the string, yeah? So, because it says it's arbitrary, it's just a decision. That at what point does my body stop, which part, which other part, but at what time am I me from just a few moments ago? It says that's an arbitrary thing, so it's made up, it's an illusion. The concept that an army is a whole is just an illusion. The concept that you are every time is just an illusion. So he says it's fake. What was the word for that?
But this one,
Ralph, typically the fake word.
the same argument.
It's what Hector's using right now. Yeah.
It's just using that argument of I am one thing
The
because
collection, this one.
I mean there are a collection of parts, a collection of parts over time. It's just a conception, it's just an idea. It's not.
And then he goes back
It
into.
appears that way. The top of the pen, middle of the pen,
Your
and the
feet are
pen,
separate from
all the
your
pens.
hands. So why is your hand
Yes.
separate
You
from
can
your
associate
foot?
it, but he's asking you to
All three of which kind of have
It says
that.
the logic that says I pull.
My pleasure. It helps me to help me.
Here's how it is. It's
Well,
right,
like,
right.
it's
It's
really
just-
not- So I don't feel the pain of
Or
another
even
person,
if
like, because we're separate
Or at least
bodies.
verification.
Okay, well, your foot and your hand are separate.
Which is
so
now
your
we have to
it's
relate.
what hurts your hand.
I never thought of that. You're right. My parts and my future self.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. But then, but what it,
You're here. and
right,
you're-
but that's the
Okay.
point he's
Yes, I
making,
mean,
because
that's
it tells
you
what
break
his
it down
argument had.
where we're so.
And he goes back to emptiness
The one
in the
who
reading.
owns the pain.
Assume.
So he says like, he's
So what
basically
is-
like,
he's
neither of them
magically
exist.
break apart assumptions.
That
They're right on the surface.
If something is
For a lot of
From their own
people
side.
who don't.
then it's something to remove.
Let's say.
What you is saying
Really-
that it's fixed.
Happens that this.
So, I think it's
And of course,
Reading
there
is
are situations where
difficult.
also
Try to do it
meditation.
another
That just breaks it apart.
Who? I know, that's what I was thinking, I was
Amongst
like,
any, so I think amongst any people,
He might not.
you can't say that like an army is like, you can't say that like.
I don't know, that's what Hector said.
Work together,
and if they're not
Necessarily say that rosary is how I do the chocolate.
Well, like, think about any army, an army's not united, they'll fall.
Just a little bit of insight.
So the success of the figure things.
Ego itself doesn't exist. It's a collection of things, of aggregates.
You know, would you ever rely on the guy next to you?
Just like an army.
that might be what the
doesn't
argument
exist.
is, yeah, but I don't
Which is why
remember
you
that
cannot
being.
rely on this.
So
Well,
if-
I'm always confused.
But I didn't remember
What
the
is it saying?
This is what holds together
How could any
a
one
neighbor
be
position.
the collection?
So
It
he
could
is
be saying
systematic.
that, but I just don't remember the Do you have the reading?
Nothing about
I have to memorize your version, which must have been did by.
I'm sorry, I think it's a great idea.
by yourself. Obviously, it's never gonna happen.
No, that's the only way you can go like this.
Basically saying that like any thought is purely motivated by
It's charging, you can feel it.
Well,
Have to look
so
at.
we're all playing with our
What
own.
need is
That one
that?
distinction between the soldier saying.
He's saying, he's saying, I'm separate to you. Yeah, this is my body, this is your body. So my body has parts. Hector has a hand, and the hand has
Everything I've ever done.
a collection of parts. It's just like an army, he says. You put a bunch of soldiers together and you call it an army.
Pretty
But
good.
it's not an army, it's just a collection of soldiers. Yeah, like a hand or foot, whatever. It's like, you just call that group an army, and we call this group a body, and we call that group another body. Really?
Oh,
Two armies together, it's just the armies. You know, this could be the armies, this could be one
Wait,
body.
wait.
It doesn't, why do we cut it that way? It's just a convention, it's just, it's made up. Like when we make up armies.
So it's right now, they put it back on the door, you gotta read it.
So he's saying the future self doesn't exist, the previous self
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly, we do.
Or that they all
We
exist.
protect it.
He talks about
It doesn't even come back.
individuals.
We don't know that thing.
He says that like you are now that which is
Yeah.
born and that which is already died.
And now I can make it.
Because you're identified as old being.
Because of some actions I did.
I think that that's because they're all entities from their.
I'd seen that building before. I like the space. They're not flexible below 11.
There's no like.
They will not budge on the money yet. And it's small.
He
It's
does
not 25
the
square feet. It's smaller than this space.
That was my email.
It's small. So if it was 9.5, I'd say absolutely. Because of where the elevator is and the door is, that front row is the biggest room we'll ever have. Because you have to put a wall there because you can't walk into that. It'd be like having the elevator. You can't do that, you've got to put a wall there. So that means that's it. That is the biggest room. Everything else is, they're not, no coffee shop. The bookstore is not for you know, so it has to be yoga, which we'll do. The back is great for sound, really awesome, I like it. Put in change. Could add a bath, no problem. She told me no flexible below 11. So I suggest we put in an offer at 9.5. Yeah, she said I checked with them and now.
Like there's no way that this
Could be after the.
I think he was saying it.
No one came. Bruce, old Bruce. He was on the bridge somewhere at 6 o'clock. Sorry, you should say by the time you get here, we're gone. Lydia came, Stephen and I. On my together, we were back. I called Nancy after calling her. She goes, oh, sorry, I didn't get back to you. But I'm busy. And John had to look back at his manual. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Like all the
Two people versus everyone altogether?
No, I said the other reading, another reading is.
I was near your mother today, yesterday.
And on the part of the
Good, busy with his mother.
We have learned to think of the future.
Every solid, like every part of your body. Every part of your body, every part of your body.
As being yourself.
Like in the army.
What's happening?
It's very weird.
The bunny was not, I saw someone drag it out by the hair. By the ears.
Is it the different part of the army or like the different part of the
As
body?
being yourself.
Making yourself happy.
There isn't any difficulty in deciding
What about bunnies?
Oh, I get what you're saying about the empty from the right. Took me a while.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
myself for all others and ocean.
Oh, all the pain of the world is caused by
Truly your happiness staring.
I don't
Cool,
understand
yeah.
what
It's
it is.
caused by trying to be
You
happy.
learn to take on.
Yeah, it's trying. All the pain of the world is created when you try to be
The
happy.
last thing that
Yeah.
he said.
And then all of the happiness is the world in the world.
You think your hands made up, the hands are all part of your body. So why don't you consider every creature that is a body as being?
Yeah, all the happiness.
That's pretty universal.
Where
The hands
was
is part of
And what was the other part of it?
What
All the happiness
question-
in the
what
world was
question-
created by what?
The final question. All of the happiness in the world is created when you try to get happiness for yourself.
What will come?
Most important.
I mean, for others.
So wait.
The opposite of that.
And then all the pain, all the.
Oh, I'm on.
Did that hurt?
Class two. Who's that?
Sorry.
I guess.
It took so much processing.
Pretty universal.
Well, it's got a really thick accent on it if it's Maine.
Because.
Come from wanting to make yourself happy.
You remember that?
Because they're all empty from their inside.
From the inside.
From the inside. I'm
Okay,
okay.
time's up, ladies and gentlemen. 8:15.
And the opposite, when we're trying to talk about happy, make me happy. When we stop
Nicolas. You guys did really well. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to hear you discuss these things. meaningful way, to try and grasp ideas that have echoed through time since the time of the Buddha, that were spoken on the planet in India, and we're in the middle of New York City making sense of these things because it can change your life. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. To see you all engaging in it makes me feel not alone going blah, 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 blah. So thank you. Please keep doing it. Yeah. We're making guacamole offering.
Oh my God. Put it on the table. Rachel.
What?
Put it
On the red
on the table.
Okay. So before we get into the class, you went through a couple of the quizzes from class 9. Today you've got the homeworks for class 10, which makes you look out for, out of all the things I'll talk about, what really to grasp onto as the core ideas coming out of this chapter. But let's take a really high level view at what we're doing. We're studying a book from the year, you need to talk now,
700 AD.
700 AD, by a person named Master Shantideva. The essence of this book is a love letter to your hearts to say, take care of other people. If you want your world to be that of a Buddha, if you want to reach enlightenment, and not because it's Buddhist, because it's an experience of life, of living, where you're free from any kind of disturbance of the mind, any unhappiness mental, any unhappiness physical, any negativity at all, eradicated completely forever. Yeah, the idea of heaven, if you like, or whatever you can name that place, that thing, that experience, that state. You, the thing you call you, has the capacity to reach that. You do not have to be stuck in a cyclic experience where things go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down for eternity. If you can get a little bit better, you can get a lot better. You can get a lot better, you can get perfectly better. Yeah? Or you can get worse. But there are causes behind that. There are things producing that. And this book is a love letter to your mind saying, if you can just dig past some obstacles, you might just hear it. Nick, your heart might just hear that the cause of all bliss is taking care of others. And then most of this chapter, this has 10 chapters, yeah, this book. And currently we're on the chapter on concentration. What to do with your mind once you've gone out into the forest or are walking around the planet. What should you occupy your mind with? Because that, working with that, hacking your mind is the thing that will turn your world from what it is to something magnificent. Hacking that mind. And you've got certain habits coming, you've got to hack that, you've got to break that up. And this is a code that lets you do that for yourself. The only way you can do it is taking care of others. So, Master Shantideva spends the entire chapter on that mind hacking, saying the content of your mind should be one of these two things. He doesn't even talk about meditation posture. He doesn't. The whole chapter on concentration is spent on the content of concentration, the content of your mind as you're meditating. As you're walking around the planet, your mind should be on taking care of others. If you're in deep meditation, really looking at the substrate consciousness? Yeah, the deepest you can go, the very sub of the subconscious, the deepest impulses, before you call it prana, before you call it movement, at that level of fundamental consciousness, if you get to that point, in single point of concentration, he says, put that into the service of others. Think of others if you get there. So it's pretty clear that this whole chapter on concentration, on hacking your mind, is about others, taking care of others. And so he goes through a whole bunch of excuses that we would naturally go through. Well, I don't like others, or I don't feel others, or others are nasty, or I don't know others. And he's been giving us all these answers to our excuses why we wouldn't. Yeah? Tonight's class, he continues that. Remember, there were two practices that he gives you. First is, two practices. The first one was, I'm looking for the Tibetan, Dakshin Nyampa, and the other one, Dakshin Jewa. What was Dakshin Nyampa?
Seeing people as equal to yourself. Treating.
Excellent. You and me are exactly the same. I have pain, I don't like pain. I see pain over there, I don't like pain over there. I want happiness, they want that same happiness. It's equal. That's Dakshin Nyampa. Dakshin Jawa is another practice. So he covered that practice, right? Seeing yourself and others as exactly equal. This next one is a little tougher. It's a deep hack. It's a radical way of thinking. It's like fingers up to convention from Master Shantideva. It's saying, treat others like yourself, put them first. 7 billion, 1. Who takes priority? It's radical. Forget yourself. This self-grasping leads to suffering. Taking care of others leads to bliss. It's radical way of thinking. So he's going to continue in that state of mind. And I can feel all the objections, okay? Believe me, I have them. So, listen to Master Shantideva. Open up, get some content, let it process, and then you decide. Yeah? I think we finished last class on this beautiful, bless you, on this beautiful idea that if you do develop, begin to hack your mind to develop this magnificent thing, this seedling of bodhicitta, this seedling of wanting to take care of others as much as yourself, if not prioritizing them. Yeah? Either of those two practices. If you can begin to have that seed in your mind, begin to be an impulse. Remember I cited beautiful Stephen when he was eating something and I can't remember the date or the exact experience, but it surprised me that it should come uncontrollably out of someone and say, if I have all of this, what will others have? You know, that's not normal for this planet. It's definitely not normal for number one country in the world, America. It's not normal for the Western civilized world. We come first, you know? It's not normal to think of others first. It takes effort, but when it does, when you put that effort, your world changes. You change. You are different. And you will have a different experience. Today, he continues with prioritizing others and answering some objections. So I invite you, come to Nalanda Monastery where these words were spoken by Master Shantideva, 700 AD. Imagine you're in this hall and these words resound in your consciousness for the first time. The love letter is sent to you. Nick, we're doing reading number 29, okay? But what I want to say is we ended last class by thinking if you're going to spend your nominal life, this human life, being an actor, then you're going to be a really good actor, right? You're going to act and do acting and acting classes, and you're going to perform in plays or TV or whatever. That will be your task. If you're a carpenter, you're going to make wood things or furniture or whatever. If you're an artist, you're going to do beautiful artwork. If you're a bodhisattva, you're going to create happiness in other hearts. Other hearts. Just whenever you can, remove suffering, create happiness in other hearts. That's your job. And you can do that as an artist, as an actress, as an actor. And so you can apply it to whatever you're already doing. It's an inner practice. It will change your world. Yeah. If you haven't already and you're just sitting here letting me blub about it because it's helping me. Yeah.
Which chapter is this from?
This is still from the meditation chapter. It's chapter number
8. Part 4.
No.
Isn't it 8?
6. 8. 8. Is it?
And 9 is the one where I started.
9 is
Meditation, concentration.
No.
9 is wisdom.
9 is wisdom, 10 is dedication. Yeah, 8. Thank you. 8. Thank you, Stephen. 8. Okay. Nick, you ready? Reading 29.
If you fail to practice perfectly this exchange of your own happiness with the suffering of others, you will never reach that enlightenment. and even here in the cycle of life there is no happiness. Forget the goals of the world beyond. Forget the goals of the world beyond. Even in this life, none of the things you hope to achieve will come about. Those whose duty it is to serve you will do none of their work, and those masters you serve will never pay.
So he's starting now. He's like preempting another thing. So Gyaltsen J, who wrote the commentary to this book, in this chapter he describes this particular verse as problems that are unseen, problems you wouldn't know would come from not cherishing yourself instead of cherishing others. Yeah, the normal behavior we have as humans of taking care of us first, cherishing self and not cherishing others. One of the unseen problems, he says, is you can never reach Buddhahood. You can never reach that place of perfect enlightenment where your mind is free from suffering. It's impossible for you to reach that. He says in that first verse. So that's one of the unseen problems. One of the seen problems is in the second verse where he says, imagine some schmuck says, look, I don't know about future enlightenment. I can't even get my next year in order. And he says, forget that too. There is no good that's going to come if you just take care of yourself. The taking care of yourself erodes any goodness anyway. You're lucky to have the virtue you have from some time before. You're just reaping on somebody else's reward. So there's nothing nominal in the world, in the mundane. He says, if you don't have this attitude of bodhicitta, of taking care of others, your stocks won't go up. Your house that you bought won't increase. Or it will eventually go where it goes anyway, which is to the ground. So he says the nominal things are also caused by this very thing. So this Gyaltsen Jeb characterizes this verse as in things that are unseen, that you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know the laws of karma. You wouldn't know that the world that you are living in is gradually eroding, not because it just is and nothing caused it. Something made it. And it's the tiny impulses to take care of self above and beyond others is what Master Shantideva is saying. And Gyaltsen Jeb is saying, not knowing that, you are then walking through the world, forget Buddhahood. If you don't even want enlightenment, which is available to you if you do this practice, if you fail to do this practice, not only will you not get that, you can't even get your normal happinesses. That's what he's saying. And this is what I find really interesting, because you begin to see here, he's going deep into understanding causation. What's really causing our world to turn pleasurable? What's really causing our world to turn harmful? What is the cause of harm? Harm. What is the cause of goodness? Goodness. Right? He's getting to that. Understanding karma and emptiness is where this is revealing itself as a practice. Forget it's Buddhism. Forget it's ism. It's a law of how things function. Not understanding that the content of your mind is generating your reality is keeping you in a loop of continuously things coming and going, and you can't tell why you got the job and they didn't. You can't tell why you got fired and they didn't. But you did everything right. You can't tell why you broke up and you weren't supposed to. You can't tell. We can't tell. We think we can tell. Oh, you can go back and go, oh, I said this or they said that. But we don't know. And he's saying there is a knowable thing that causes your life. And he's talking about karma and emptiness. And it's interesting, our minds are locked in this misconception because we don't understand this. Our misconception of what things cause other things keep us locked in this push-pull reality of our lives. The only way I'm going to get the vice president's job is by pushing my way through and knocking other people, which is actually what will tumble you from getting that job in the first place. Nobody walks around, if you had wisdom in your mind, this kind of wisdom that you see through understanding these truths, we would be walking around going, man, I missed out on that vice president's job because I didn't help enough people get other jobs. Like, we would say that as a natural thing, and it sounds bizarre to us. Man, I couldn't make rent because I haven't been helping other people make rent or take care of their money and finances. Oh, my spleen is hurting. Is that what the spleen is? Some part of my internal body is hurting. Thank you. I was doing it for the camera. Yeah. Liver, that one, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not taking care of other people's health. Yeah? My tooth blew up. Yeah? Because I'm not taking care of other people's health. I am having depression. I'm feeling sad because I'm not helping other people not get sad. We don't think that way. And this is what he's saying here. He's saying if you don't understand the true causation here, you can't even have happiness here. You're lost. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Yeah? It's really quite beautiful. And then you get, like I remember hearing this for the first time and I thought, okay, so I got this. If I really want to be happy, I'm going to make sure everybody's happy so I can be happiest. Yeah. So it was still selfish, It was still selfish. But it's okay. It's a good doorway. Whatever you can. The Dalai Lama calls it enlightened self-interest, right? With your capacity. You'll then have to fix that problem. You see, you'll later on have to go and fix that because that's what your mind has been doing, selfishly trying to help everybody. But at least you're on the track of helping everybody. You see? Then you're going to have to undo a habit of doing it selfishly. Yeah? And that's okay because at least you're going to reap the results of taking care of others. Eventually, like the way to get the only way you can help others is by being fixed yourself, by being certain yourself, by having realizations yourself in a complete way. Like you dug into something and you figure it out and you know it as a truth. And then you can help people really, in whatever mode of experience you're in. Yeah? So eventually you will have to get enlightened, unfortunately. Wouldn't it be right for Buddhists to figure out a way to get you the happiest so you can make everybody happiest? You're going to have to get enlightened if you're going to help everybody, okay? So that means getting happy. Okay.
It will be forced.
You won't be able to escape it. It's impossible to escape getting happy as you are genuinely helping other people. If that's the causation, if that's the correct. So let's go. We've got a ton of content. Like this is the last few chapters and we tried to cram in as many as we could. In the original class we missed about 4 and I want to cover 4 of the verses we missed. Yeah. So this next one, again he's talking about this idea of self-grasping, self-cherishing versus cherishing others, right? Our tendency is to hold on to self-cherishing. He's addressing this now, and it's called,
Every single harm that comes in this entire world, every fear that comes, and so too every pain that ever comes from grasping to myself. What use for me then is this, the single greatest demon? Until the day that you give up your own self, you'll not be able to stop the suffering. Until the day that you let go of fire, you will not be able to stop your hand from burning.
It's a really strong image. What do you call those fire pits that have the coals, the burning hot coal things that you barbecue?
Grill?
A barbecue.
The barbecue? Hibachi? Is that what it is? That little,
Square thing?
yeah, hibachi. You know the little coals that you're there? the image is really strong. He's saying this self-grasping for us, we think we're going to get happy by getting things ourselves first, right? And it's like grabbing that coal and going, oh, and like sounding like the people downstairs, going, right, I'm burning.
That's our minds, by the way.
Yeah, their minds.
Get the sound out.
It's like putting your hand in the fire, grabbing one of these things, and gripping tighter to try and stop the burning. Saying, I can't stand this burning, and all you can do is grip tighter. Try and let go, he says. That grasping to the self is this. You think that the only way you're going to get happy is by collecting more things, pushing other people out of the way for you to get it. Because there's limited resources, right? So I better have some. The image is really strong. He says the tendency for self-cherishing is exactly the same as that. You cannot stop that burning, the hurt and the suffering that comes from grasping to yourself. You cannot stop it by grasping at the coal. It can only burn you more. It's upside down. The world is upside down in this respect. Our impulses are upside down. He's saying, crack it open, let it go. It will not stop if you continue grasping. It will not stop if you continue thinking this way. Cherishing self over cherishing others. It's not the cause of happiness. It's upside down, he says. It's inside out. You are burning because you are cherishing yourself. It's strong image. I couldn't remove that from my head since I heard it the first time 20 years ago, 19 years ago. And if you get to, because then he says, crack it open. Maybe that's in the commentary. He's saying every suffering, right? He's saying every suffering, every war, every instance of AIDS, every horrible instance of anything you see on the planet, everything comes from cherishing self. You want to remove it, take care of others. And then the next few verses gives us a chance to say, if you're going to try to crack that open, to try and see what it feels like to let go of the coal for a second, he's going to get you into some mind games that are fun and confusing, okay? But he says, he tests you, he says, try it, just try it. If you've been holding the coal for a long time and you're sick of the burning and you've been burnt 1,000 times, it's just going to continue to be the same. What do you think is going to change? Just look at your world, look at the people ahead of you, look at the centuries of people behind you. Look at the centuries of people behind you who have done the same thing. Okay? So, the next verse is one example of cracking it open is try this, he says. Yeah? Because you're like bodhisattvas in training, right? So he says, try this.
It's something very wrong to look with eyes belonging to another and work for only my own goals. It's wrong as well to look with eyes working for them and to do something that's not right. Therefore, I should make all other people first priority, and anything that I ever find upon my person, I should take away from me, and seek some way to use of it for other people.
Can you do the last part again? The last paragraph again? Therefore I should make all other people first priority, and anything that I ever find upon my person I should take away from me and seek some way to make a use of it for other people. Okay. So he says, you want to try and see what it feels like to let go of the coal. He's like, the word that they use for you should take away from me is the trok, which is the Tibetan word for what a thief does to you. They rip it off you, right? They take it off you. It's like, if you're going to try to be a bodhisattva in training, then you're the slave and they're the master. Whatever you have is theirs. Whatever subway cart you ride in, someone made it. They own it. You're just borrowing it. Whatever house you live in, you're just borrowing it. Whatever friendships you have, they're just borrowed. You're at the service of others. You just decided, right? He says, try, let go, give it all back. It's not up to you anyway. You're just, it's repossession time. What is it? It's like
Repo.
what is it?
Repossession.
Repo, yeah, repo time. It's like it's not. It was never yours to start with, right? You never had it. But he's getting to the point where he's saying the direct experience of bodhicitta is on par there with the experience of seeing emptiness directly, which means having an ultimate realization of the way reality functions. If you can reach, through practice, which your mind is capable of, seeing the ultimate nature of reality, the veil behind which all these nominal experiences and sensations and things come from, that's called seeing emptiness directly. And you build through wisdom and knowledge and studying and practice and meditation and concentration, you build to that. And you then see why things are the way they are. Yeah? You see the fundamental fabric behind how things come. The second most, or on par with that kind of experience or realization in meditation, is having a direct experience of bodhicitta, of that you and others are completely the same, of a complete and immense love for other beings on the planet, any sentient at all. And so to have that kind of direct experience, that sublime, most holy, magnificent thing, after that, they say in all the scriptures that you then become certain beyond, completely certain that you, the rest of your days are in the service of others. That the rest of your days are just spent, you know for a fact, and you don't recoil from it, you gladly decide you are their servant, all of them. Your job is just to make them all happy, ultimately happy, free from suffering. That's it. You are, once you have a direct experience of bodhicitta, that's all you're there to do. And it's not, and it's the right thing to do. It's what you need to do. You don't have any other wish to do. You don't have a wish to do anything other than that. So here he's saying, until you can get that, all the scriptures say, pretend. Right? So within your capacity, remember those things? It doesn't mean you have to go out the street now and go, okay, everybody, here are all my clothes, and run around naked in Manhattan. Not advice. Okay, this is not the advice of this class. Especially for some of us. Manhattan clears out. We have the island to ourselves. But you get this, right? Imagine the possibility of having a direct experience in meditation where you saw the fabric of how things occur in this world and you knew it for certain. Yeah, and infused in that is a complete and utter love for every single moving creature on the planet. And it's perfect. It's the way it is. There's no other way. And you know it with absolute certainty. People can come and try and say, no, Hector, you'll be hurt, or you'll lose all your resources, or doesn't. And you know with complete certainty that all you need to do is serve other people to whatever limit this thing lets you do for now.
Which may mean not giving them something.
It may be not giving them something, correct. It may be giving them sternness. It may be within your capacity. Some people have the capacity to just know exactly what to say at the right time. Yeah, and that will just get people on. And you've just helped somebody along. Yeah.
So scripturally, the direct perception of emptiness and of bodhicitta are at the same time. Like I always hear Geshe-la talk about DP, and not as much. I don't hear as much.
Yeah. No, he's talked about it often. The direct perception of, it's when he talks about the stream of light coming from his chest and seeing thousands of faces. But he has it at the same time. But you could have them at a different time. Yeah. And they say until you have it, you fake it. You play, you role play within your capacity. Yeah. Don't let the fear grip you. Listen to it. Nothing's going to happen in your room, right? You're just seeing what it's like to think that you can let go of the cold. Yeah. in the commentary, I think he also says, if they are all your masters, right, and they own you, because you're at their service now, right? Don't make faces at them because they ask you for things either. Like, I love that. He's like, don't go, oh, now they want soup. You know? Like, if you're going to practice to hack your mind, which is what this is, practice it. Like, don't go, now I'm going to try and get enlightened, and now they've asked for something, I've got to give them. Like, you just ruin the experiment, you know? Like, do the experiment within your capacity, and then see what happens. That's what he's saying here. Let's go to, so don't make faces at your masters, okay? Nick, let's go to 32, where we're going to talk about, now you're going to get headachy, okay? And I love this part, because I get headachy explaining. It hurt my head to do this. Let's go to schizophrenia, Bodhisattva schizophrenia. Mm-hmm.
Make those who are inferior to you, and so on, be yourself. Make yourself now none other than the others. Practice this with a state of mind that's free of ideas, the feelings of jealousy, competitiveness, and pride.
Great. Okay, so here I'll explain some of the Tibetan words. The premise is, Master Shantideva knows what we do upon a millisecond of meeting other beings. Yeah? We do one of three things. We either think they're above us, they're the same as us, or they're lesser than us. Like we do this whole, and the Tibetan words are toa for above us, yeah, which instantly means we're sort of jealous of them. Damn it, they got a better car, or a better body, or a better girlfriend, or a better job, or a better, yeah, they've got something better, and we're a little bit jealous, yeah. But milliseconds it happens, right? This is our state of mind as normal, unexamined humans. Nyampa, which is the same, like we're on the same, right? You and I are going for the same job, Dan. Competitiveness starts. It's like, what can I do to knock him down a little bit, show him up? Yeah, a little bit like that. So we do this whole. And Mempa, which is, I'm a little superior than you, you're below me. Or, poor such and such, they didn't quite get it like I got it. You know? Like we do this all the time. So it's no secret, you don't have to hide it, okay?
What's this Tibetan word for pride, for jealousy? Like, I'm better than you, so why did you get what I got?
No, pride is Nagyal, which is I King. Yeah, but it's not divine pride, okay? Which is a different kind of Nagyal. I King, that's pride, yeah? So you got those three states of mind, right? Now with those three states of mind, you meet beings, right, instantly, and you think, they're better than me, damn it, jealous. Or, they're the same as me, see what I can do to outwit them, or look better, or yeah, compete. Or, they're below me. Poor souls, I'm pretty good really, and they need me. Yeah, okay. Superiority complex. So basically he's saying, change jealousy to respect, change competitiveness to partnership, and change superiority to compassion, okay? Wanting other people to get what they don't have. Read the verse again, and now I'll explain how you got those three things, right? Yep. So, okay, read the verse again, now explain how he then switches the idea of exchanging yourself and others in a way that's getting a little weird.
Make those who are inferior to you, and so on, be yourself. Make yourself now none other than the others. Practice this with a state of mind that's free of the ideas, the feelings of jealousy, competitiveness, and pride.
Okay, great. So he's saying, what if we did this thing, right? Hector exchanges himself with all these 20-something people here, right? I'm such a good bodhisattva. right? Because I'm superior, I'm a teacher, right? I'm a good teacher. Yeah, you're a good learning, good on you for learning from me. Yeah. And then he says, exchange myself with you in Winston, in Rachel, put Hector's most disgusting mental afflictions, all of them, that superiority that I just had, put it over there, over there, over there, and over there. And then be in a room with 20 plus people looking at me, going, oh, Hector. See how he just switched it from this, oh, I'm such a good practitioner, to, are you? Let's see if they really, because Hector, you're such a good Bodhisattva in practice, right? You're so good. Let's put that goodness over there. And you become the vessel for receiving that goodness, that judgment, that competitiveness, that jealousy. It's disgusting. It's horrible. If you really got to those, if you really got to swap for others and really let them have upon you the thoughts you have for them, it's disgusting. It would wake you up, it would make you work, it would make you fix yourself. Because we do that. We meet people all the time. We come to class, right? We're very nice. We come to class and we study to be good Buddhists. But if you still got these things, then okay, go practice the Bodhisattva path. Go ahead. Swap yourself for others. And let all those others look upon you in this room, just like you look at them. Practice that on the street. It'd be sick, it'd hurt, right? You would do something about it. He's so clever, because he's going, he's luring us, oh, I'm going to be a good practitioner, I'm going to fix my world. And it's like, okay, you serious about it? Let go of the coal for a little bit. Try that, and see what it would be like, because you could swap yourself from them, right? And you could hear their thoughts, because you are their thoughts. You know what they're thinking. No one needs to say anything. All of a sudden, you see your mind clearly. Really, really clearly. So, let's go to the next one, because he continues this switching self for other, and he's going to switch it again, okay? See if you can catch it. Nick, we're doing 33. Listen to the words. It's hard.
This one should receive the honor, but not us. We should never get the things he always does. He should bask in praise, and we should be belittled. He should have all happiness, and we the suffering. We should be the ones who have to do all of the work, and he should sit in perfect leisure. Throughout the world, he should become a great man. We should stay inferior and known as knowing nothing. What's the use of having no good qualities? We'll all strive that they have them all. There do exist those compared to whom this one is inferior. There are also those compared to whom we are the highest. The state of our morality, views, troubles, and the rest is forced by affliction and not by choice.
So he's saying, continuing that switch, right? Where my most horrible mental afflictions are over there. And that felt really uncomfortable, right? Just thinking about that for a few minutes in a room made us really aware of the content of our mind. He's saying, okay, let's go along with that then. Why don't we, since I'm all of you, why don't I just let it rip? Why don't you just praise me? Why don't, Rachel, you spend all your money on me, okay? And Emily, all your time and energy, like you've been taking care of my health, like keep doing that despite yourself. David, you don't need to continue your career anymore because I'm Hector, the Bodhisattva. Right? So you now should spend all of your life praising me, making sure you don't get any TV appearances, but I should get as many as I possibly can. Right? So if everybody began to really do that deep down motivation, how quickly would that become completely uncomfortable and sick? You know? Like if you all agreed, you're right, Hector, we're nothing. We're just a waste of space. You're the Bodhisattva. So, okay, let's all work for you then. Let's all make sure you get everything you want. Right? He's playing with us. But he's also highlighting that even when you get everything you want, how happy are you at that moment? Like imagine how happy I would be if you really did all that. I'd be vomiting all the time. I'd be like, oh, please stop. Yeah? Because a couple of things. At some point my mind will not be happy, even if I got all of those things. If you gave me all of those things. And they cover a list. It's Kurti, Nyepa, Tupa, Dewa, and Lemepa, Dewa, and Drakpa, which is respect, material things, praise, happiness, work towards happiness, and fame. If you gave people all those things, if people gave you all those things, you still won't be happy. So he's playing with us with this switching yourself for others to really get deep and see what's motivating you. And do you understand what's in your mind? Because that's fixing that, hacking that is the only way you're getting free from suffering. It'd be some kind of disaster. It really would. If the world really was the way we wished it, which is that aspect, it would be a complete disaster. It would be disgusting. Yeah? So he's like, okay, we're bodhisattvas, right? So let's give him everything he wants. That would not be happy, either would you. Our minds will then go, I want more fame, or a different kind of fame, or different kind of material things. It's disgusting. Okay, one more and then we can take a break. Number 34. We'll do maybe two more because this is switching it again.
You must care for us by using all your strength. And we should too willingly take all the hurts. Are we not, though, someone you should care for?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you belittle us so? What use would we ever have for the qualities that he has? And he is a being of qualities. He lives in the savage jaws of the lower births. He has no compassion for living beings. Even worse, his delusion that he possesses higher qualities seems hoping to pollute the wise.
Great. So we did the swap, right?
Yeah.
My mind in all minds, your mind in all minds. They can see your mental afflictions clearly. Then they give you everything they want, right? And now they're waking up going, hold on a minute. This is a being of qualities. Let's look at that Hector who wants the praise and the material things and the fame and all the other things. And he's saying, you're the famous Bodhisattva, insert your name, right? David. You're the famous Bodhisattva. With these great qualities, they take a closer look, right? They're like, let's take a closer look at these great things you're teaching us, right? The pride and and they're like, oh, you keep all those qualities. We don't need those qualities. You have them. You're polluting the teachings, he's saying. Those kind of qualities, we don't need them. Thank you, Bodhisattva Hector. You keep them to yourself. We can take care of, even though we're nothing, we can take care of ourselves for now. Thanks. Keep all your good qualities. So, you see how he's getting deeper and deeper at the level of your mind. Let's go one more and then we can take that break. Because here he has a double meaning.
No matter what, we must see to it that all the good qualities which we have are spoken all over the world. We must moreover assure that what good qualities he may happen to have are known to no one at all. Any faults that we have must be hidden away. Offerings must be made to us, but not to him. We must gain with ease, and now, the things we want, and we must win all honor, but not him. When something wrong befalls him, all of us will watch a long time, feeling a kind of joy. We'll assure that he becomes a laughingstock for everyone, derided in all circles.
Okay. So again, he's doing the swap again. Me swapping myself for them has discovered the disgustingness of me, the things preventing me from me. And then I'm saying, no thanks, I don't want those things. Yeah? And so he's saying, we're not having those qualities around. We're going to, so now the swap is happening again, but it's a double meaning because what he's actually saying is how a bodhisattva should actually behave. You should not want any praise at all. You should want, other people can shout out your faults. It's okay. You're not there to get praise. You're not a bodhisattva to get praise. It's a double meaning in the Tibetan and it's a double meaning in the English. First of all, in reality you don't want. In reality you don't want your bad things spread, right? But as you're recognizing them, that's who you are, the bodhisattva in you says, go ahead, spread them. See how the swap happened? It's difficult to get. Have a read of that thing again and maybe look at the reading because I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right. But the point here is he's saying they'll hate you for your shitty bodhisattva qualities and you shouldn't care if you're a bodhisattva because they'll do what they'll do and you'll have to love them. So he swapped you right back to bodhisattva status because the wrong way is the right way depending on how you look at it. Let's take a break while that hurts your brain. 10 minutes. Back at 9:15 and we'll close it off. Yeah. Heady blessings. Be kind to each other out there.
Kind to be.
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Blessed guacamole.